Welcome to Cowweb TV. It's a pleasure having you here in today's political rumbles. Buhari's social register has been faulted and considered to have lacked credibility. And this current government is considering, of course, to come up with another social list. Have you been in that former social list? Have you been captured, or any of your siblings or anyone around you?
Well, as I'm standing here, I greeted everybody. Good morning, my people. I honor you people for you to let people to hear what you are saying. Because I took notice and observation that you people know that you are suffering. Well, the government is not in order. It's abnormal. Because when Mr. President entered the same day, he put web subsidy. It's not in order. And I myself precisely know as Mr. Lazarus Alito, a native of Ebonyi State in Akeze. I condemn his government in total. Completely. It's not a good government. We are going to suffer it in a way more than Buhari government. So any fire that is started from grassroots, quit the fire. Don't allow the fire beyond control. When the fire enter house, people will try to quit the fire. So is it any other questions?
Yes, I mean, are you expecting to be part of those who might be considered for this palliative? Because in Nigeria, as it stands today, everybody is vulnerable. Everybody, by virtue of the economic mishaps and the government anti-policies, everyone is vulnerable and needed some sort of assistance.
That they will consider for palliative. Let them carry their palliative. I will chop 8,000 naira today. Tomorrow we will continue. I no follow for that. Let him go ahead. Because money where he borrow it from the House of Senate and House of Senate. And himself. That is the people that borrow money, not borrow from Nigerians. If you want to help person, help the person in a good way where the person will grow up, not the way the person will still remain down. So poor remain poor, big remain big.
Okay, you mean that the 8,000 naira palliative to households, as vulnerable households, is a useless effort because it will not amount to any change. You eat the 8,000 today and you remain hungry and poor. You are saying that the government should have, of course, think out on how to lift the people out of poverty, or not how to consolidate their frustration and the depth of poverty.
According to for their own solidarity, is what they are fighting for. Because how can person open mouth tell the masses, millions of Nigerians, that is going to give them 8,000 naira? He borrow $500 billion. Say that it's for the help of the masses. It's not for the help of the masses, the help of the Senate, House of Senate and House of Rep. And for himself, out of his own selfish interest, that is how he borrowed the money. Let us be sincere of ourselves. Even though you give me that money, no matter how I'm hungry, I can't collect that 8,000 because it's a small money.
It's a cost money. Is that what you mean?
Money, yes.
And it can't add any value.
You
By the way,
any value.
You are not being sustained by it.
Tomorrow you started hungry. I myself, I don't spend 10,000 naira for a day. How somebody will open my tell me, say, you want to give me 8,000
in a month?
How can I be proud of myself? That means I'm putting myself for poverty more and more. Okay, if you want to be a benefactor, the meaning of a benefactor is somebody who helps another by giving money or property. It's not a benefactor. They say it's not a giver. Because in people use it, they say it's a giver. I never seen the giver for himself. He never do anything for Nigeria. We make people to say, leave this man, let him rule. Even this going to 2 months, we are trying to rule. He's out of ignorance of Nigerians. You know, even suppose after that day they supposed to impeach him.
They're supposed to impeach him. While
Yes,
people are waiting
because
for
he
the
don't
outcome
qualify
of
to be
the
a leader.
tribunal judgments.
Huh?
People are waiting for the outcome of the tribunal judgments, and
And
they
it is
are
judgment.
anticipating that he might not be there.
Yeah, God Almighty will judge it. Already have judged it because the man did not qualify to be a president. He's an imbecile.
He's not qualified to be a president.
Yes.
Now,
He's an ignorant. No matter they say ignorant is not excuse in law, but it's not no law. But when you enter law court, they will put you in prison because we learn from there. The man supposed to go prison because don't escape the time when he's supposed to go prison. He run away, go outside the country. He cop and fool, and that is why he bring, this is the step leg for the president. That is the end of his. That he run for him to be running from going to prison. He must go to prison.
if the judgment of the judges of the presidential election petition tribunal does not, of course, go the way you expected, are you making plans to leave the shores of Nigeria?
If the justice, which is tribunals, if the judge finish, if the man supposed to be attend to court in person, not by lawyers, because I don't see somebody wey get case minus lawyers. The man is appearing to the court to know what his lawyers is saying inside the court. When somebody is running out of the court, that means the judgment is against him.
Okay, do you expect to remain in Nigeria if he eventually was approved by the judges?
Yes, he's supposed to be in Nigeria.
No, do you still have the courage to remain in Nigeria with this level of suffering?
I have to.
If you have the opportunity, can you leave?
I cannot leave because I born and brought up in Nigeria, and I can't leave my country. If I leave my country, they will turn me to a slave for there. I born and brought up in Nigeria. I school in Nigeria. I do everything in Nigeria.
Wow, okay.
No place like home.
No place like home, but unfortunately the home has become devastating and an issue of torture to millions of Nigerians, and they can't wait to leave the shores of the country. Now, away from that, the IPOB have accused the security operatives that they know who were behind the unknown gunmen. They should be proud enough, courageous enough to tell the world who are behind the unknown gunmen. IPOB said the security operative knew who are those sponsoring unknown gunmen in the east. So what do you have to say?
Actually, unknown governments, people know those people. They know the people that they brought into the unknown government. Because like me and you, we cannot offer a weapon except of those prominent men that has the money to provide for them. It's the one that is feeding them. It's the one that is bring their ammunition. No, like now, I can never offer 1 million naira. How can I buy gun?
AK-47.
AK-47. Even all this Okamet, I can't buy it. It's the prominent men that bought it.
Politicians.
Those politicians, they can't give you money to eat, but they can use the money to go and buy hot ammunition. They know themselves. And that is why when they see that those guys use it against them, they turn against those guys. Are you getting me? They bought it in time of politics so that they will use it fight opposition parties. When after politics now, they know settle them. Some of them will fail, some will win. Then those people where they did not settle, wey no get work, we use it to rob, turn to hire killers and they sought
unknown government.
Yes, they turn unknown government. They can enter your house and kill you because no money to eat food, and you have trained them, put them in another dimension. What do you think then that they will do?
So, but some politicians have been accusing IPOB of being responsible for those unknown government. But IPOB is coming down to say the security operatives know who are behind this unknown government. They are the same people within the corridor of power because of their political interests.
Yeah, IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, they are not killing anybody. Rather, their own independent party entirely. They are not fighting anybody. Whosoever that say IPOB is fighting or they are killing is a lie. Or security network, they are not killing anybody. They depend on their own. Are you getting me? Even their leaders, where they hold, they still begging Nigerians make the release, which is precisely not as much as they can.
Yes, the law, Justice Victor yesterday gave an overwhelming judgment, ordering the DSS to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and allow him access to his medical doctors for proper medical checkup and attention. So do you see DSS, the same DSS that have heard him and defied several court injunctions to this intent? Do you expect them to comply at this time?
Yes, I'm expecting them to comply. Ask me why.
Why?
Because that young man have been there at least 2 years and a half. They're supposed to release him and give me what he wants. If let's assume that you are my father, I ask you that my father, I want to leave you, be on my own, go and be a family man. What will you do?
Of course, you have the rights. Let alone somebody you are not related to that you want to leave.
We not like you don't tell me finish. After some years, I will leave you, and I will born children. Mm-hmm. My children will still leave me. Will be born and going. We have been one Nigeria. Okay, why people will colonize us like British? Somebody like Richard Clifford, like fashion, which is British people. Why they leave us? They know that Nigeria have grown, that we are no more a kid. That's why they leave us. Igbos are not a kid again. Biafra have grown to be on their own. Because according to the constitution, they say whosoever that succeeds after how many years, they will go on their own. But we don't reach. They did not allow us to go. Israel must go.
Israel must go. Thank you so much for this wonderful submission here, Mr. Lazarus. It's been a wonderful time having you. So what can you tell Nigerians who are suffering today, who perhaps may not have any hope for just a meal today? What advice do you have for them?
The advice is that whosoever that have believe in God will have everlasting life.
Whosoever that
have believe in God will have everlasting life. If you believe that there is God, God will help you. But if you go for Babalawo, that is native doctor, my brother, that means you don't have a belief in God. There is something will happen on me. I will say, God, if you are the one that created me, deliver me from this situation.
Wow, we needed much of this deliverance even at this time as the unfortunate experience of economic and socio-political events. The Nigerian politics is being heated up, and we hope that things will get better. But it appears that is so.
Our message is coming, and definitely it must beat them and conquer them. and he'll be there.
You mean your Messiah is coming?
He's coming.
Can you tell the world who the Messiah is?
My Messiah is fit to be. He must be there. He must conquer them, and he'll be there. It's the Messiah where God brought. And before this one died, TV Joshua, he said that the Messiah will come, and they must be quarrel and fighting. But in spite of that, he will not be alive to see what the Messiah will do. But the Messiah will do well.
Wow, that is another hope, but not based on the renewed hope
Yes.
of hopelessness.
He said,
all
those
believing
liars,
that
he said the Messiah will break their heart.
you believe that
And they will be afraid of him.
the judges' integrity could be banked on
The
in this
justice must
particular
pass
cause.
away.
Well, thank you once again. It's been an exciting moment having you here, Mr. Lazarus.
The justice must be against the enemies, and the person that's supposed to be there must be there.
This person that's supposed to be there must be there. Thank you once again for your time. Do have a great day. Yeah, good morning. It's a pleasure having you here in Cobweb TV. As the previous person just made submission that he's waiting for the Messiah, which he claimed to be the P2B of Labour Party. Do you expect him to be the Messiah of Nigeria as it stands now?
Well, I believe he is a Messiah. He's not a Messiah. It's only God that knows the heart of men. When you are talking about Messiah, we have seen so many of them in thousands who have contested for the same position in Israel, and we hope and we expected them to run the country in such a way that is going to be favorable, balanced in the world, to the detriment of Nigerian citizens. But at the end of the day, what do you see? The vice was the case, opposites of what we expected and what we have received. So I am not saying he's the Messiah. Rather, I'm not even saying he's not the Messiah. It's only God that knows the heart of men. It's only God that could help you. Because even we remember in the Bible, when Saul rebelled against God, he disobeyed God, he asked Samuel, go to the house of Jesse and anoint one of his sons as a king of Israel. Immediately he saw the first son of Jesse, he wanted to anoint him as a king of Israel. But the Bible says that God said from heaven,
This is not the one.
This is not the one. You can only see physical appearance, but you don't know the heart of man. So, and about 8 people from the house of Jesse were excommunicated from being the king. At the end of the day, they asked who was the last person who is a shepherd, being David, was made a king. So it's only God that knows the heart of man. But I believe if he should come in as the president of this country, he will do fine, he will do well.
Yes, Mr. Lazarus said that he will not accept, God forbid, for him to accept the 8,000 naira palliative, that is an insult on his person and his personality. That is a letdown on Nigerians. What is your perspective on that?
Honestly, when you look at it, when you look at this country we are in, you realize how many are we in Nigeria? A country that is almost about 250 million citizens, still counting. Now,
That is mere projection. There is no clear statistics or documentation. Nigeria doesn't have documentation in that regard.
this is the only country whereby the full documentation of a man is not being ascertained. Because when you go to Europe, immediately you have been born, the documentation starts.
They profile you, yes, documentation.
Now, 8,000 naira per each Nigerian citizen, depending on the section of citizens.
Household. Maybe it could be a household of 5, 7,
When you
4.
divide 8,000 naira divided by 30, you are talking about 258 naira per day.
It's 50 naira.
Now, how much are you assuming? How much is a cup of garri in the market now? How much is a cup of rice? Honestly speaking, the government is somehow not even favorable to the citizens, because the money we are talking about, the money that has been put in place, Nigeria is a country that if you go to Europe and begin to tell people that you are from Nigeria, they begin to ask you, what brought you to our country? Because they believe that we are very rich. We have what it takes. Let's look at a place like Libya. Libya is not far better than Nigeria in terms of economic endowment. But if you go to Libya, immediately you give birth to your baby or a child, about million naira is deemed deposited into your personal account. But what is happening in Nigeria here? We are living in a country whereby a section of individuals only has the right to embezzle funds and look at you and like as if we are nobody. But X thousand naira, honestly, I asked this question and I keep on asking this question. You said you mapped out 500 billion naira for Nigerians, for palliative. And the essence of that palliative is for the poor masses, if I'm right. I asked this question again. After mapping it out, you said that 70 billion will be given to the senators and the members of the House of Rep. And I asked the same question again. That emanated from the Bible. Some people, this is the only scripture I respect a lot. When someone rebelled against God, a question was being asked when he started prophesying. People of Israel asked a question. Is Saul also among the prophets? And I will ask this question again. Is the senators and the House members of House of Representatives also among the poor masses in Nigeria? People who goes on with about 30 million naira every month, not even, this is just ordinary, the one you know. What about sitting allowances, wardrobe allowances, traveling allowances every month they travel? We are talking about millions upon millions of naira here. Now, you just mapped out 8,000 naira for a household. If you're a child, for you to eat well in a family, for you to feed well in a family, even you as an ordinary, as a father or as a mother, you went out for a walk. For you to feed yourself, 1,500 naira cannot give you a full-fledged food of
that will satisfy you
the way you want. You can even manage that one family manage. Okay, subtract 8,000 minus 1,500. How much is remaining?
On a single meal.
On a single meal. Assuming you decided to eat 3 times a day, we are talking about 4,500. How much is remaining? 3,500.
Just in a day.
Just in a day. But we are talking about senators who are rich, who has seen almost, these are people that travel in an expensive private jet to wherever they want to go. Do you know that ordinarily a newspaper of a senator can build a house in most areas in Nigeria? A newspaper,
allowance.
A senator, and allowances that they use per month can build you a house in this country. We are still on that. You mapped out 70 billion naira for the senator. You went again and said you want to give them 40 billion naira for SUV. And then go to abroad. For most of you that have been to abroad, most of my brothers are still in abroad, you find out that expensive cars in abroad is used for commercial purposes. Just to generate funds. So that if at all, it's very, very hard for you to see an expensive car being driven or ride by one of, do you know that Nigerian senators are the most expensive senators in the world?
Of course, yes.
The most expensive senators in the
based
world.
Based on their remuneration.
That is just the truth because...
But their productivity is not fair. Otherwise, Nigeria wouldn't have been what it is today.
That is just the point because we are in a country whereby the essence of knowing the value of the citizen who have putting them in there is not even in order. But the problem still remains that because we are not. We say we are practicing democracy, but honestly, are we in a democratic system of government? No. A government whereby you cannot be able to, somebody will not even allow you to express your feelings. The easiest way, when you go to Western world, if really they are practicing democracy system of government, the easiest way for you to come in a system putting the tendency of government in every country you find yourself is by voicing out your problem, even on air or different social media. And if government of that particular nation or country cares about that, the country wants to give you the listening ear. On the leaders of Nigerians are just afraid of. If it were in the Western world, the so-called president of Nigeria, because of the nagging and what the people are saying about you, the easiest way for you to do is just for you to decide honorably to protect your image. You heard about when a lady that was supposed to work under the cabinet of Prince Charles decided to withdraw and resign honorably because she's looking at her image is about to be tarnished. So she decided to withdraw honorably.
Yes, because it still has some sense of conscience and responsibility to her own people. But do you think that an average Nigerian politician has any image to protect? To be honest,
honestly, they have image to protect. What are the image to be protected? If at all, look at exactly what happened to P2B. When P2B was the governor of Anambra State, then I think he was one of the two governors that left about billions of naira in the government account before he left that particular place. I get it, but that doesn't mean that maybe he's the most honest person in Nigeria. It's not the point. We also have people who are reasonable, the senators that are reasonable, that has the majority, the people that put them in there at heart. But you know, you are a senator. You should not. The reason why P2B does that is not because he's the most honest man in the world. He does that because he has a total ambition of becoming something tomorrow. These are the image you need to be protected. You need to protect within yourself. Because being the governor is not the only end of the road for you as a politician. You as a senator, you might even decide to come back home tomorrow. Depending on the state you are coming in from, you can decide to come back home and you want to become the governor of your state. Now, on your platform, everything about you will be brought to book. What have you done in terms of helping your society when you were there? I used to ply the road of Benue State whenever I'm going, when I was at the north. Former Senate President David Mann, when you see the road that leads to Otupo to Tupa, it's very, very bad for years. Now, tomorrow, you look at it as if somebody like you will just decide to come out tomorrow and he wants to become the governor of Benue State. You know, those things he have put in place, people will bring it. It's not like in the judgment day, they say that God will bring down his television and place it before you and tell you this is what you did. That is what is going on with our politicians. If not, what will tell them that if you don't have a personal ambition of becoming something tomorrow beyond what you are, it's very, very bad.
But unfortunately, Nigerians, average politicians, think that they can buy their way through. It doesn't matter once the money is there. As a me local, irrespective of people's impulse and feelings.
As an example, my brother, sorry. We have the case of Ike Kweremadu as an example. This is a man who has been the Deputy Senate President for almost 16 good years. The money is there. The wealth is there. Everything you needed is there. If Ike Kweremadu wants to buy anything in the world, he has the money. But the only thing he cannot buy is human life. But what happened at the slight of the reason I am not happy that what happened to him happens to him, but it's just a case of lesson to most of these politicians, telling them that God is above every humanity. What happened? Somebody being a Deputy Senate President for 16 good years that has about billions and trillions of naira in his personal account. Today, where is he? He's rotting in jail. United Kingdom. So you ask yourself, what happened to those billions of naira he has? Why couldn't those billions of naira save him? Why can't the machinery he has, the connection he has, save him as a Deputy Senate President? This is somebody we respect a lot. But today, it's just an eye-opener to most of these people that think they are gods. They are not. God is the infinite. God is the all and all. Today, within a little twinkle of an eye, God can interchange everything.
Exactly.
Look at it as if, am I the one here? A rich man was once asked, who were you afraid in this world? That was when I was still in school. We were expecting him to say, I am afraid of being kidnapped by a kidnapper or being killed by an armed robber. First thing that comes out from the mouth of this rich man was, and I'm nothing but afraid of a poor man. Because a poor man is the only one that God can transform from a poor man to a rich man. Most of these senators are members of House of Reps. That's something they fail to understand. And what are those things that they are failing to understand? They were like you and I in those days. I can give you an example. the youngest member has a representative. In the former member has a company him, you see him. My name David Mugado. He was my close friend in National Igon. From there we moved to Port Harcourt. He's an artist. He's an artist. He does everything. We smoke Gary, we drink Gary together. Are you getting me? But as God will have it, he is an artist and he went to Peter Odili's house and connection begins to come up. And he contested with nothing. I am giving you, and I'm sure you call anybody you know from National State, David Mugado, the only senator, the youngest senator in the whole Federal Republic of Nigeria.
As of then,
he just left House of Rep just 4 years ago. Do you know that the same young man, we smoke Gary together, we do everything together, and today where is he? God have lifted him up. God have taken him to a place.
were you able to get in touch, in contact with him?
That's another thing that's another problem we're having in this country. It's very, very difficult. A reverend father, they once asked a reverend father, what is happening to most of these rich men? He said, we don't know if most of these rich men will sit down in their office after you might have suffered together with them. So they sit down in their office and one of the pigeons or anything that goes at the middle of their office will begin to get them be wicked. But these are, you begin to ask yourself, this is the people, these are the same line of cases and individuals in which you suffer together with. I am not giving you a fake story. Go and testify to that. Not only him, I have the present senator representing National Igon constituency, Senator Akwashki.
Well, let's leave that for another day. IPOB have accused the security operatives that they knew the sponsors and those behind, of course, the unknown gunmen ravaging the entire length and breadth of this country, especially the eastern region. IPOB said the security operatives should tell Nigerians who were the sponsors. So what do you have to say?
We are living in a country whereby if I were the so-called governors, if I were the so-called people that are ruling us, I will retire, I will resign honorably so that I will what you call in one of the functions of Nigerian government as a recall. Go in and record them and we leave, they will vacate the office immediately. But we are living in a country whereby insecurity has become the order of the day.
And it seems they are benefiting from
and
such.
It seems they are part and parcel of those insecurity affecting the country. Assuming now you will be the presenter, Mr. Chikoze, let's assume now that you have decided that you are one of the government officials and then you are part of those people that are just killing people all over the country, and somebody is just trying to fish you out that you are among them. The first thing you will do is just for them to close down the case. That is what these government people are doing, because you are benefiting directly or indirectly from the insecurity that is ravaging the whole Nigerian citizens. You do not want to tell me that if I should come to your house, I don't know anything about your house. I want to steal in your house. Before I will steal in your house, somebody within your environment might have given me the in and flow of your house. How to come in. But in a situation, it's very, very hard. Let me tell you, I have seen different forms of robbery. It's very, very hard for you to see an armed robber coming into somebody's house without a clear information from somebody. And the armed robber will just come, let's assume he plays a dog back. The armed robber says that without even knowing, armed robber cannot even come to this place and break your house without an information being given to him.
Informant, yeah.
So are you getting me? So that is the reason why these people have failed Nigerians. They are benefiting directly or indirectly. The so-called IPOP members in the southeast, they are right. The government of Nigeria, they knows who and who that is his supporter, that is benefiting from this IPOP member. Allow these governments to go down, you'll find out that those people that you respect a lot, even in our Igbo land, they are among a few of them. so many of them are among those people that are
Supporting the non-government or the IPO.
Sorry, I'm saying sorry, supporting the non-government.
But they are not members of IPO.
No. You know, see, let me tell you, the problem we are having in this country is failing to bring out the truth and the reality of what is going on in existence. What do I mean by that? You know that this is the problem you are having. In a family whereby you have a father, and the father knows that the problem of his children is just for them to eat on a daily basis, and then you refuse to put all those things down, I don't think you're gonna progress as a father. What you'll be having is an issue on a daily basis. We know that the non-government in the southeast are not just ordinary. The same thing goes to the Boko Haram member, the bandits that are ravaging almost all the northern states in Nigeria. Look at a place like Benue, someone said. The Benue that is, in those days, my father was before he died, he was a member of the Nigerian Railway Corporation. And this is one of the richest ministries, federal government in those days. If your father is one of the workers in one of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, they respect you a lot. Benue State happens to be the first place my father started. And then do you know that this is a place called the food basket of the nation? But because of these bandits, kidnappers of a thing, you cannot, you know, when we were in Benue State in those days, do you know Bandedia is just like a millstone you are seeing on the streets every day. This is what they used to welcome you. They will use Bandedia to welcome you in Benue State. But what is happening? They were unable to farm again.
The farmers are now in IDP camps.
Meanwhile, being the IDP camp you are talking about, how many incentive palliative have been brought to them by the federal government? Because they are part and parcel of this insecurity. That is what they are personally, as an individual, achieving from this insecurity. From this insecurity that is ravaging almost all the country. The so-called non-government in the southeast, they are not just ordinary. One of them, you find out the truth to be there. That is why once one of them has been captured, it will be very, very difficult for you to hear the case again, because an upper and a higher authority close down the case, because they wouldn't like them to tarnish the image of most of the people at the top. But I assure them one thing: as long as there's no sin that is been covered forever. Are you getting me? You remember the case of David in the Bible? I always use Bible because that's one of the respected books where I respect the Lord. The case of David, when David slept with Uriah's wife in Bathsheba, he thought nobody saw him. But at the end of the day, he didn't know that somebody in heaven saw him, and they sent a message through Nathan to him. And they gave him a proverb. So honestly speaking, my brother, my presenter, the truth of the matter is that these people that are called our politicians, they are part and parcel of insecurity. There is what you call they are benefiting directly. Do you know that you are here crying that many and thousands of people are dying on a daily basis? But these people are telling you that they are making billions upon billions of naira by supporting directly or indirectly. Because everything is all about supporting with the financial muscle. That's how you can support somebody. It's not like when you want to go to school. So I'm coming to an end, sorry, Mr. Presenter. It's not like when you are coming, before you go to school, you don't have money. What will happen? You find out that somebody said, I don't have money, but this is the advice I will give you. Once you get to university, be very, very calm and respect yourself. If you are really sensitive enough, such advice should not be neglected. That person should be part of your success whenever you become somebody in life. Because even if he didn't give you anything, he has given you part of what he has.
The moral support.
Are you getting me? So those people that are supporting them are not government. They might not be supporting them with their money. They might be supporting them with the workshops of moral expertise, how to go about things. Because I say, you got a Mariana, you cannot rule a particular place without this. The functions of those people within the community helping you out to bring out those community down.
Thank you so much. On this note, we call it a day. Until the next edition, it's been an exciting moment having you here in Call With TV.